Mayor and City Council meeting at 6:15 p.m. Wednesday, May 4th, 2016. We will start by the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, wait, do we have Pastor Trevino? Okay, I guess Pastor Trevino was going to give the invocation, but we'll just go ahead and, do we have any other pastor or priest, reverend, minister? Okay, thank you very much. Just remain standing. Bow your heads and we'll say, Heavenly Father, in the name of Jesus, we come before you today asking for your wisdom, your peace, your harmony, that you be upon this place of business, and that we flow in a way that we will conduct the business of this city in a positive manner so that we will have a good future for our city of Nogales. Thank you. Amen. I guess right now we're going to deviate from the number 4, call to the public, and go to number 6, discussion items.
Number 5.
No, we're going to number 6, discussion item.
Okay, so we have no clarification from the AG on one of the contracts, and I'm missing one of the requested items to be in the agenda, so I move that we place my 3 items there on the next meeting.
We have this Councilman Parada and Councilman Rojas. Councilman Rojas, are you?
So, I'll second the motion.
Okay, you're in agreement.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you're taking it off the agenda.
We're not.
Table.
All right, motion table. We'll go back to call to the public.
I'm sorry, was there a vote on it?
You need, oh, you want the table, that's right. I thought we just want to drop it right off the agenda. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. It's tabled. Okay. I'm going back to call to the public. It seems like all of them deal with the items that were dropped off the agenda, so we won't have a call to the public. We'll go to number 5, general. Number 1, update on hiring no more than 2 family members. We got Councilman Parada and Councilman Rojas.
We brought it up because of the continuation of having more family members getting jobs with the city of Nogales and not giving the opportunity to anybody else from the city, the business of the city and the taxpayers also. So that's my motion was to, Mr. Rivera, he will run us through it, what's being done.
Yes, Mr. Mayor and Council, staff, Martinez here, has conducted a survey of all the departments and identified all the individuals that are related, all the way down to cousins. From that, we've had some discussions about developing policy. Mr. Machado and Martin Piñon, the HR director, are trying to get together to develop that policy with some input from Mayor and Council regarding the provisions. Currently, my understanding, as discussion has transpired, that the policy will be written exempting current employees because they're grandfathered, but any new employees hired after the adoption date, with the provision that new hires, if they violate the policy, the individual with the least amount of seniority would be the individual that would be terminated for violating said policy. So that's the direction that we're proceeding with. Mr. Machado has been really with depositions for the last 2-3 weeks. So once he's done, we'll develop something and present it to Mayor and Council for your consideration.
Thank you. Mr. Rivera, do we have any other questions?
Mr. Mayor, I have a question. Carlos, with the individuals that are grandfathered in, has there been any problems, any concerns, any grievances of any kind?
Mr. Mayor, Councilman Rojas, I'm not aware of any specific problems, but that doesn't mean that it hasn't occurred. I can check on that.
I'm just wondering if there's any documentation of any kind that you're aware of.
Councilman Rojas, I'm not aware of any documentation at this moment, but I can do some research and check and see if there's been anything related to that. And Joe may know of something since he's been here longer than me.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what you need, Councilman. I mean, that's a broad question. Have there been any problems regarding the relatives that have been identified, or I'm not sure what I.
Well, he mentioned that there were some relatives that were grandfathered in. Is that correct?
Councilman Rojas, that is correct, but there are no situations where we violate the anti-nepotism statutes. There are family members working in different departments, but there is no direct supervision over an immediate family member at this point. In violation.
And with that, I was just wondering if there were any problems, any concerns, any grievances along that line that you're aware of.
I am not aware of any problem that is directly related to that specific matter.
Okay.
All right, any more questions?
You know, I think at one time, there was endorsed in the city, no relatives at all. Because I have talked to some of the police officers, and one of their brothers at that time wanted to get a job and said, no, because you already have a brother working here. And that's been going on for, well, it was enforced back then, but not anymore. And we seen the list of how many people in one household, you know, one family saw in the next 2 months. Just other people that want to work here too.
Anything else on the comment? Well, thank you very much. I guess, thank you for the update and answering those questions. We'll just go ahead now to number 7, consent agenda. I guess we only have a couple. So all those in, do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Now we're into number 8, orders. Consideration, number 1, consideration and possible action of order 2016-05-023, an order of the Council of the City of Nogales, Arizona, approving a notice of intent to proceed with consideration of water, wastewater, sewer, and sanitation rate and fee increases, setting a public hearing regarding the same. Legal, would you like to?
Well, actually, this is under legal, but it's really under finance. But I think the only thing that I need to explain is that this is just a one step in the process of the council considering increases in these areas. This is the first step. Without this step, then we cannot get to the point of considering the rate increases and how much and so on. This is the first step in the process. It doesn't mean you're approving anything. You're just approving the first step in the process.
Mr. Mayor, I so move.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, we have a first and second. All those in favor of approving signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Number 2, consideration and possible action of order 2016-05-024, an order of the Council of the City of Nogales, Arizona, authorizing the disposal via public auction of certain surplus items through its auction agent, Rob Robertson Enterprises.
So moved. Second.
Okay, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Number 3, consideration and possible action of order 2016-05-025, 2022-025, in order of the Council of the City of Nogales, Arizona, approving intergovernmental agreements between the City of Nogales and Santa Cruz County for animal control and library services.
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Number 4, consideration and possible action of order 2016-05-026, in order of the Council of the City of Nogales, Arizona, approving an intergovernmental agreement with the Arizona Department of Transportation for the Crawford Street paving project.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Number 5, consideration and possible action of order 2016-050-027, in order of the Council of the City of Nogales, Arizona, approving an intergovernmental agreement with the Arizona Department of Transportation regarding purchase and installation of replacement traffic signs.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Motion carried. And we're in item number 9, city manager.
Mr. Mayor and Council, first of all, I wanted to introduce you all to the new fire chief, Mr. Tony Gonzalez. Come forward. Mr. Gonzalez comes to us after retiring from the City of Tucson Fire Department for 26 years. He has a wealth of experience and knowledge. He's known by the majority of our fire department employees through some of his prior work. And we look forward to Mr. Gonzalez helping us get our department in good shape.
Thank you, City Manager Rivera. I really appreciate your choice. I want to welcome Mr. Gonzalez on board.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciated you meeting the other day with you and having a few words. And you know, I think you're going to do a great job here in Nogales, and I hope you fall in love with our community. And,
No,
and
I
continue to-
appreciate it, Mayor. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much. And again, Mr. Gonzalez, thank you for being our new fire chief.
A number of other things, Mayor. The state approved their budget last night, well, actually this morning, between 1 and 2 in the morning. I haven't had time to analyze it. The Senate version, I could tell you, was actually good for once. There was a special appropriation for State Route 189 of $25 million. If it made it through the House, and like I said, I haven't had a chance to analyze it. One of the provisions was that this would be a match towards the Tiger grant if it was awarded. There was a caveat that if it wasn't awarded, that it would go back into the transportation fund, which that's not necessarily good, but that shows that the legislature supports SR 189. In addition, the HERF sweeps continue, so they are still taking part of our money along with all the other cities and counties, which is not good. But as Sherry mentioned to you, because of an increase in gas sales, our HERF distribution is going to go up. There, in the Senate version, there was a one-time appropriation to cities and towns of an additional, I believe it was $30 million of HERF distributions. I don't know how much that translates into our city, but once I get a chance to take a look at the budget, I'll be able to give you some more information. Other than that, there are no major hits, so we made it through another year into the legislature. And I'll be giving you an additional report once I get a chance to analyze it. Additional things that have been transpiring, met with all the public works employees, got a chance to meet them all and talk to them about some of their concerns or questions or issues. I'll be trying to meet with them every quarter just to address their concerns. I think they appreciate having someone from management come by to hear what they have to say. Been involved in retreat planning for the council, as I mentioned. We're trying to get everything together, and tentatively, and I say that in pencil, we're looking at the first week in June. So I'll be contacting you all to let you know what we've been able to align, because we're trying to get a facilitator, get hotels, get staff, get everybody together, but I will keep you up to date on that. Contract with Maxima for the 4th of July festivities has been signed by staff. We're We're still awaiting one additional document from Maxima, which I've been in contact with Mr. Felix. So once we see that, everything's go. Payment will be processed and things will move on. We had the opportunity, Mr. Mayor, you attended, we were able to tour a few maquilas across the border to get a better understanding of what is occurring, and I think it was very enlightening. The sheer size and numbers of those facilities produce, and the information that we were able to derive from them, I think was very, very beneficial. In fact, I believe one of the statements was, correct me if I'm wrong there, that they're expecting another 3 factories to return from China and open up down there in the next few months, which is hopefully good for our economy. And I believe that's pretty much it, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you for your report.
Carlos, will you explain a little bit about the streets, the project we've got going on with the cheap and safe?
Oh, yes. Mr. Mayor, Supervisor, Councilman Parada, we are working with the county to implement a chip seal program where we can chip seal more of our roads. The city has 89 miles of road. Our current and past practice was to do pavement replacement, and at the cost of $1 million a mile, it's just not feasible. Our roads are in many areas are in extreme disrepair, so in working in conjunction with the Public Works Director from the county, we've been talking about developing a plan to chip seal a larger number of roads. The county's able to do it, chip seal a mile for about $25,000. If we could start chip sealing our roads instead of pavement replacement, we can extend the life of the existing roads and probably do about 10 to 20 miles every year, which is a lot better than 1 mile every single year. The problem right now is the logistics. The county has their chip seal program going on, and I believe they're going to be starting in October. So we're trying to work out a schedule with them where they can train our employees, so we can work with them and schedule our time, sharing equipment. It would probably be about a month worth of work. The only restriction is it's very susceptible to the weather, so it can't be too hot, can't be too cold, and it cannot be during the rainy season. So we have a short window of opportunity that we're trying to work with the county to get that going. So once we start receiving our HERF distributions, we'll be coming together with a plan, letting you know which neighborhoods that we're going to be doing. Rather than doing street by street, we'll just pick neighborhoods and go through and attack it.
I want to thank you for that report, and also the county officials that are working side by side with the city. I think together we're going to save some money for the whole community, and any way we can help them, well, let them know that we're available. So just keep working on that good relationship. I think the supervisors are leading the way, and they're making it easier for I guess the city manager and the county manager to continue to work in that process.
Mr. Mayor and Council, the city departments have always had a great working relationship with the county, and that's not going to change. One other thing to add, the savings that we will incur, we could do 20 miles for about $500,000. That savings, we're looking at creating some shovel-ready projects, because there's always some money left over that either through SEGO or ADOT, whoever has some money, if we have a project that the engineering is already done, ready to go, we can start putting in for some additional funds. And on top of that, and I believe Jaime's here, we have talked about, and I've agreed to, a deal where we could come up with some matching funds through the overweight permit fees for addressing the industrial park road issue. We have a $500,000 grant that if we don't come up with a match, we will lose. And the discussion with the Port Authority, Fresh Produce Association through Jaime, my plan is to use some of that money for our matching portion to address that and repair it, but with the understanding that some of the savings and our increased HERF distribution will replenish overlay permit funds over a period of X number of years. I can't give you the exact number right now because we're still working on the engineering, but I think we'll be able to do this in probably about a 4-year period at the most.
And the other thing I wanted to, you could touch base a little, and as we went to the opening ceremony of our new public library in Rio Rico, how they changed it over, and it's gonna help the county and the city save some dollars there by doing that. So you can touch base on that. I appreciate it.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, Mayor and Council, we attended the grand opening of the Rio Rico Library. The county purchased the old VIT building that Rio Rico Properties owned and set aside a portion of that for the library, the Rio Rico Library for the county. Originally, the county was paying rent for a facility in the Garrett's Shopping Plaza. They were paying, I can't remember the dollar amount, but the county was gracious enough to remodel that entire area. They installed all new wiring, re-roofed, brand new roof, put in brand new HVAC system, and was able to get that looking a lot nicer than it was before. And I think it is actually an improvement over the existing library in the Garrett's Plaza. There weren't a lot of people there. There were maybe 10, 20 people, but I think it was a nice opportunity to showcase what the county has done for us.
And the children.
And children, yes.
It's a special room for children and parents that maybe take their toddlers and you start making a little noise. It's a little kind of soundproof. You put them in there, they can continue with the books and their selection and kind of keep the rest of the library in silence. So I thought that was a very thoughtful and thinking ahead for the residents of our community. I want to thank all the library staff and everybody involved, the board, the volunteers, and of course the county and the city staff that helped make that move and provide these services. Thank you very much. Do you have anything else?
Nothing else at this
Mr.
time?
Mayor, move for adjournment.
Okay, we have a second on that?
Second.
Any argument? No? Okay, meeting adjourned.